Since I'm seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 tomorrow, let's talk about all of the major posters that have released for this movie. I think the first poster I'll talk about is the one that we've all been seeing it for the longest time, and that is the first poster to this movie. This is a pretty fun poster. I really like seeing both Sonic and Shadow running towards each other. You can see the energy leaving their body, forming the three in the back, representing the third movie. But I also think it's a pretty cool concept, thinking about how they could both be fighting on the side of a building with their super speed. But you can also see some other buildings in the back, like the Tokyo Tower and some other random building. I'm not really sure what it is. We got a few floating head posters for this movie, which aren't my favorite, but they are still pretty cool to look at. Like, this one here is pretty cool, where you see Sonic and Shadow chasing after each other while Shadow is riding his motorcycle. But definitely the big main takeaway from this poster here are the two Jim Carreys. Like, I am really gonna love seeing Jim Carrey playing two characters. He's one of my favorite actors, and I feel like he's gonna have a blast in this movie playing two characters. There's another floating head poster where we see Team Sonic running in between Tokyo and London. And finally, we have this one floating head poster that's pretty much just a recreation of the last two posters I've shown you before, only this time they got rid of the part where Sonic and Shadow are chasing each other. I think my personal favorite poster from the ones that we've seen so far is this one where we see Shadow doing the Akira slide. I actually got a mini poster to this when I saw Transformers 1, and I already got it framed, and I just love the print so much. This poster was also recently recreated in the form of Lego. This poster here is a pretty good spotlight on Sonic and Shadow's upcoming battle. We have a bunch of brand new character posters to this movie for Shadow, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Dr. Robotnik, Director Rockwell, Gerald Robotnik, Agent Stone, Tom, Maddie, and Rachel. We also got some character posters with some pretty funny taglines, like this one with Sonic that says bangers and dash. This one with the two Eggmen says double the trouble, which makes sense, they're gonna be double the trouble since we're now dealing with two Eggmen. But my personal favorite one of these character posters is definitely this Shadow the Hedgehog one that says Tokyo Drift as he's doing the Akira slide. Seriously, that is just so awesome. I know I already have a Akira slide Shadow the Hedgehog poster, but I would also get a poster to this one too. With some of this movie taking place in Japan, we've been getting a lot of Japanese posters to this film, like this one here, Shadow the Hedgehog, and after translating the lettering on there, I read that says Shadow the Hedgehog. It's a pretty simple poster that surprisingly looks pretty badass. We have this Japanese poster here where it has the Japanese name to the movie, and I think it says Sonic the Hedgehog Mission Tokyo. The Japanese name to this kind of reminds me on how the Fast and Furious films in Japan are just called the Mission films now, which, to be fair, the Japanese names to the Fast and Furious films are actually pretty awesome when you replace them with the English names. I also find it really cool that both Sonic and Shadow are fighting in Shibuya, since I myself went to Shibuya in 2017. We also have this poster here where we see both Sonic and Shadow running in Tokyo with all of these different neon lights, and I really like the different neon light colors. This is a really colorful poster. One of the main things I'm looking forward to the most in this movie is seeing the main story between Shadow and Maria, and this poster here feels very cinematic as you see Shadow in his testing tube, and you see Maria holding out her hand to reach out to Shadow. Screen X has this really awesome Shadow poster where we see Shadow holding some of Sonic's quills. Like, yeah, that's definitely giving me goosebumps. What the heck did Shadow do to Sonic? 4DX has another awesome Shadow poster where we see him breaking out of his prison. Oh my gosh, why does Shadow have such the coolest posters in this movie? Dolby Vision released this poster here where we see both Sonic and Shadow fighting each other, and I actually really enjoy this one, mainly for its color palette, but also the way on how Shadow and Sonic are positioned in the poster. When you see Sonic and Shadow in this poster, I started looking at the center of the poster, and you can see that this is very similar to the logo for Sonic Adventures 2, where Shadow's top part of his hair is on the bottom and Sonic's hair is on the top for the logo. I may be overlooking into the details of this poster, but this is still a pretty cool poster. And finally, we have one more Shadow the Hedgehog poster from D-Box. And yeah, this is a pretty cool poster. Like, I think his running is supposed to represent the lightning that's supposed to come out whenever he's running. I think that's a pretty cool touch. It feels a little bit too simple in my opinion, but it's also pretty cool to look at the same time. I don't really know what D-Box is though. If I had to guess from the tagline when it says feel it all, I'm assuming it's something similar to 4DX, so I'm gonna have to give that a shot in the near future if I can find a D-Box theater. But yeah, this is a really cool poster to add to the collection of all the amazing posters we've seen for this movie. My personal favorite one is still gonna be the Shadow doing the Akira slide. I mean, come on, that is just awesome, not only if you are an anime fan, but also a Shadow the Hedgehog fan. Anyway, go down to his comments, tell me what you thought of these posters for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and also tell me what your favorite poster was. Share this video with all your friends, and hit that like and follow button to get out of these latest content.